35 in career wins among active coaches. Number 10 overall, Tim.
Well, you're right. We enjoyed our visit with him in his 35th year as a college head coach, and 18 of them right here in Iowa City.
Iowa State won the toss, but elected to defer. And part of the reason, not only the rivalry and the jitters, but also maybe sun. High, bright sky here in Iowa City. That's Tim Dwight back at his own goal line. Trying to find a lane and still up out to the 19, and that's where Iowa will start their...
Without an interception.
Michael Berger, Cedric Shaw in the backfield. They operate out of the eye. There goes Dwight in motion, and here comes Cedric Shaw, the all-time leading rusher in Iowa history. And a big gain on first down, fighting his way up to the 30-yard line. He should have an Iowa first down. And the Chili starting lineups, the backs and receivers, there's the man, Cedric Shaw, and he is the #1 rusher in Iowa history, and a guy who can beat you so many ways with his speed, but also his power. And the thing that stands out about him, as you look at the line, Ross Verber, the guy who leads them and leads the way for Cedric Shaw on that lead, and talk about the Heisman Trophy.
Two of the greatest running backs in college football today are on the field, and both guys are that way. They're very quiet leaders.
After the first down, here comes Michael Berger, the fullback, a big hole. And just his caught around the ankle.
Make the plays.
So first down at the 44. Iowa moving the ball on this first series. Here comes Shaw to the right side, looking to get outside. Won't get there. Wrapped up in the backfield. Calling the timeout. Sherman under center. And the draw goes to Shaw. Trying to bounce outside. Actually, that's Tavian Banks, and he's wrapped up at the 40. 3rd and 10 at the 44. The play action and out to the fullback Berger. Gets away from one man and has some room, but now knocked out of bounds well short of the first down.
Sides.
Gallery gets it away, but it's a low, short kick. Davis fields at his own 17. And can't get outside. He actually lost about 4 yards.
No huddle, a lot of shifting.
Palmentier and Troy Davis in the backfield. Off the offset eye, and here comes Troy. Big gain across the 20 out to the...
Line averages just under 300 pounds.
A gain of 8 for Davis on first down, so it's 2nd and 2 at the 23. And a give to the up back. That's his brother Darren, caught right at the line of scrimmage. The defensive front for Iowa. Jared DeFreeze, only a sophomore, but really a leader. Had 12 sacks a year ago, tied with Bill Ennis-Inge for 3rd in the Big Ten in that category. And Vernon Rollins and Matt Hughes, the linebackers, trying to replace Bobby Diaco, and Ples Atkins had 6 interceptions last year. #1 in the Big Ten. Offensively. 4 receivers set. Davis the lone setback. Straight drop, Dotson. That one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Bill Ennis. Mark Harris, a punter, and a good one back for Iowa State. This one off the side of his foot, though. And Dwight sees Tavian Banks fielded at the 35 and down at the 39. Gorgeous afternoon for college football. From the 40 to give to Michael Berger, the fullback, who had a first gain on the first drive.
Opener.
Now Shaw, the only setback, and he's going to get it straight ahead, nowhere to go. He falls ahead for a yard maybe, but it's the run last year. And last in the Big 8, giving up about 37 points a game. They just do get this play off. Tim Dwight with a leaping catch across midfield. He has a first down.
We weren't supposed to say it.
First down at the 47 of Iowa State. Sherman to throw again. And that's his tight end, Chris Knipper. And now they split the backs in the backfield. Berger and Shaw. And the ball's on the ground. Did he get it back? 3rd and 7 at the 44 now for the Hawkeyes. The play action on the roll. Sherman, he's got a man out at the 38-yard line. Little bit Shaw in the backfield. The gift to Berger, flags on the play. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and Savage back deep at his own 10. This one an end-over-end punt, and that's a short one. It looked like that one off the side of his foot. They're walking up outside the 20, about 10 at the 22. Iowa State starting on their 2nd drive of the game. Dotson on the run, he can run, but he slides down, and Bill Ennis-Inge makes sure he stays there.
play that took place in 1907. They said, no, we're not playing it, so they stopped it.
He did that game. Well, they all... 3rd and 13 as Doxson wants to change the play at the line of scrimmage. 4 receiver set. Straight drop. And overthrows his intended receiver. The Wildcats. Flags on this play. And
on the last offensive play.
Yeah, Dwight and Banks back at the 40-yard line of Iowa.
And they can hurt you.
Yep. This is a low line drive kick. Pretty good one, though. It sends Dwight all the way back to his own 26. Down he goes at the 39.
They did both. He got a great kick. Never forget the night Cal Ripken broke the record. It was one of the most emotional nights in sports I think I've ever seen.
First down for Iowa at the 39. Sherman to throw. Overthrows the intended receiver. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 39. Sherman to throw again. Complete at the 44, but that's about it. Wrapped up right there at the 44 is Damon. Cedric Shaw, the lone setback right now on 3rd and 4 at the 45. Play action. And complete. And the ball is on the ground after the catch. Iowa State has the football. The catch was made by Zeron Flemister. And he was hit hard by DeJuan Anderson.
DeJuan Anderson timed it perfectly. It's the shot you dream about as a cornerback. Before the receiver can even turn his head, you've got the lick on him. All right, now he gets a good cushion. Here comes the tight end, number 80, that's Flemister. Good pass, but watch, he's still looking back now. Out of the right-hand corner of your screen, here comes Anderson. Boom! And knocks it loose before the receiver, Flemister, can even turn his head. That's a great hit, great coverage, and Iowa State has now forced the turnover that we talked about. Now just watch his head. It hadn't even completely turned around when the hit from Anderson comes in and dislodges the football.
And Derek Clark came up with it. So Iowa State takes over after the turnover that they needed. They came in talking about the fact that they needed a little bit of help, forcing some turnovers, and now they take over at the 47-yard line. Straight drop for Doxson. Throws out to Ed Williams, but he won't go anywhere. Right at the line of scrimmage. Only 6 yards of offense so far for the Cyclones. Changing that to this one's tipped and could have been picked off again. The second patterns. He's had 2 tipped and now flags come down. So 3rd and long. On the roll is Doxson. Looking. Flips it out complete at midfield. For the first. 4 punts last week for Harris. 3 already today. And this one's going to be boomed all the way to the end zone. Iowa trying to get something started offensively. They turned it over on the fumble by Flemister the last time. Here is Cedric Shaw fighting his way. 2nd and 7. Here comes Shaw again, looking for a lane. Not going to find one. Wrapped up after a guess yet. 3rd and 5 at the 25. Play action. Thrown under pressure, and down he goes. Gallery's punt barely gets it off. There's some contact, too. Naren Davis backed up with a fair catch at the 41. The shoulder pads of Gallery after that punt. They split the eye again. And here's Troy Davis. Barely kept his feet. And wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by let him go. They rode him back 10 yards. Get the feeling these two don't like each other very much.
Ball, defense offside, 5-yard penalty.
Wanted them to come into this game. Mistakes on both sides. Troy Davis trying to get outside, not going to get there.
Again.
3rd and 6 for the Cyclones. In motion is Green. On the roll is Doxson. And almost picked off. And then in a row. Look at Tim Dwight back at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the 4th punt of the afternoon from Mark Harris. This is a high, short punt. But it takes an Iowa State bounce, and this is going to roll down almost to the 10-yard line. It's a lot from the pages of Arizona's playbook. Davian Banks with a lot of room outside. Now touchback. Across the 40, he's got a chance to go. Can they catch him? Inside the 10, touchdown Banks. An 89-yard run to the end zone.
Terry, I had a a feeling that Hayden Fry was going to try to do something just to wake his ball club up. I was looking for the pass. Instead, it came with the wide opener. Boy, you got some great blocking, not only up front, but on the corners. Once he broke into the secondary, still had blockers all the way up near midfield. Tavian Banks with a great deal of speed. 5'11", 190-pounder at 45 yards last week. Boy, once he broke it, they weren't going to catch him.
Hayden Fry says this is the best two-deep backfield he's ever had here at Iowa. And Tavian Banks gave you a reason why. That Grummer on for the extra point and just does get it to kick inside.
See some players starting to slip, and quarterbacks having trouble with the plant foot setting up.
First down at the 20. Here is Davis into the line. And he really hasn't been able to get anything. First week in Ames. Not anymore. And he's stood up right at the line of scrimmage. LaFleur, third down. This is 3rd and 8 here. Davis, the lone back. And the play action. Dotson scrambling. Still doesn't have the man. So far, almost 49 yards. And Dwight back at his own 25-yard line, along with Banks. The short punt bounces. And dangerous. The Iowa each other in bragging rights the entire year if you win this one. Sherman to Dima Autumn. Iowa on the board. That's the only scoring in the ballgame so far. Here's Shaw getting to the outside. Cutting back up to the 40-yard line and inside the 40 down on 5 carries this afternoon for Iowa State. Here comes Shaw again. Still up. Look at it. He's got a lane. And just tripped up inside the first down at the 13. Berger and Banks in the backfield in the eye now. Here comes Tavian Banks. A lot of room to the end zone. Second touchdown of the afternoon for Banks.
He ought to go over and shake Shaw's hand. Shaw allowed him to get his second touchdown of the day. Gave him the block on the first one. Took himself out on this one.
12-yard touchdown run by Tavian Banks.
Boy, first of all, look at the right side of the line. Rose, McKinney, those guys just opening up a huge hole. And then Tavian Banks right up the middle. Looked like a little trap. Just exploded through there. Tavian Banks with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And Shaw threw the block to free him on the first one. That was winded on this one. Took himself out.
Gets him down to the 12-yard line. Robert on for the extra point. And that is good. So
he now has to make something happen or they can get embarrassed here.
Davis up to his 8.
This is Davis.
Looking for a lane. Staying on his feet. What a run back out to the 2-0 and looking awfully good in the ACC so far. Here comes Troy Davis near side wrapped up at the 30
plays. So they're not getting much offense. It is a Wortley's so big. Davis so little he couldn't help but reach for his head. Almost missed him.
There is Davis. First down here for the Cyclones at the 46 after the carry by Davis. Here comes Troy again with a hole. Inside the 40 to the 30. 9,000 yards last year. Did not win the Heisman Trophy. The only man in history to do that.
Finished 5th in the balloting.
Carries again down.
But a different word I would say is instincts. He's got uncanny instincts.
2nd and 4. Here comes Troy Davis again and hit after about a yard maybe.
Last year on the defense.
3rd and about a yard. And a mix up in the backfield. And Grant who said that. 3rd and 6. Up the sideline to Watley and that one's thrown in.
Fake. Fake punt here wouldn't hurt him.
There's Dwight back at his own 10. Harris punts it away. And that one's going to get to the end zone. A punt of 30. First down at the 20. And here comes Cedric Shaw back in there. Still up. And across the 30 may have a first. Last week to Wake Forest, another ACC opponent. And backup quarterback doing some damage against them. Here comes Shaw, sidestepping tackler. Out to the 44-yard line and a Grandquist now in at fullback along with Banks. Here comes Banks. Found the lane to the outside. Has another first down for a long time. The give to Banks right ahead, maybe for 2.
Good stop by Clark. That good as ball club is after a 2-0 start. Virginia's talented with Tiki Barber.
Rodney Filer now in that fullback. The play action. Sherman to pass to Dwight, and he overthrew him. He was open.
He get in after Shaw took it down and had the second touchdown.
They split Banks and Rodney Filer now in the backfield. Sherman working up top. Timo Owens is open at the goal line. Touchdown, Iowa. Damian Gibson, actually the man. I'll tell you what, Timmy, you could see it happening, though. He ran right by the corner. Nobody picked him up near the end zone.
But the bad news is you're going to put all that on Kevin Hudson, the cornerback, who let him go and let him clear. But they're playing a man free. Tracy Williams, the strong safety, number 31, never gets over to help. All right, there's where Hudson lets him go. Now Williams, 31, right there, never came over to the outside. Wide as the widest, deep as the deepest is his responsibility, and never got over there to help out. So you put that one on the safety, not necessarily on Kevin Hudson.
Damon Gibson with a touchdown catch, and give Matt Sherman a lot of credit on that, too. He looked off the defense, he looked to the right, then looked back. The touchdown catch, the extra to make it a 21-0 game. This one fielded at the 11-yard line. And back out, and the ball's on the ground at the 30. Kevin Wilson. The long count. And here's Troy Davis. Bust through up to the 44. Total offense.
Almost 300 for Iowa. You think that's not dominant? Wow.
So Doxson directing traffic commandeer. The fullback now comes more to the near side. Straight ahead is Troy Davis trying to get to a little bit of doubt. First down. Down goes Doxson.
500 yards in high school.
Which is hard to believe when you watch him today.
He is quick, though. Would you want to tackle him?
No, thank you. Second and 23. Little screen out to Davis. Not going to go anywhere at the 38-yard line. 96 coming up at halftime, and I believe the guys have Don McAbee in the studio. I'm going to talk to him at least. Next week, Texas Notre Dame matchup. The scramble by Doxson.
Guys in the locker room at halftime, see if they can change some things.
White Banks back deep. Busiest man of the afternoon is Mark Harris. 7 punts on the afternoon. Here's Dwight at 11. Can't get outside. Wrapped up. Ryan Driscoll now in at quarterback for the Hawkeyes. And here comes Berger, the big fullback across the 30 to the 31. And lost the starting job to Matt Sherman. There were times last year when he thought he should have been starting. And Sherman struggled. Aaron Granquist in at fullback, and he gets the carry. It's that even though they're getting bigger, they're still a little bit undersized. And many thought that Iowa could wear them down on the ground throughout the afternoon, and that's exactly what's happening here. They just do get the playoff. The throw up to Odoms and underthrown, but there's a flag on the play. DeJuan,
you have every right to be there as much as the offense.
So it's first and 10 at the 40 now for the Hawkeyes. Berger back in at fullback. Driscoll wants to change the play. Straight drop. Going up top to Dwight. Can't make the diving catch, which is a big staple. He's in the slot now. Odoms to the near side wideout. Driscoll to run. Trying to get to the sideline. And down at the 28-yard line.
The turnovers like they did last week. They got 17 points off turnovers, and Iowa's just not giving it to them.
Almost 13 yards on first down throughout the afternoon. Oh, that's a great average. Obvious. On the roll, Driscoll to Banks. Spins, gets down to the 23 again.
Country, no football. And they didn't pick Iowa as number 1. That's not a fluke. I mean, they know it's a powerful ball club.
Banks fights his way down to about the 20-yard line, and looks like the ball's loose. Iowa State says they have it, and they do.
Just talked about turnovers. That's what helped Iowa State last week. They finally get one here. Was on the stand. Does not want to be embarrassed.
Darren Davis now the lone back. Over the middle, caught by Williams to the 42 and up to the 44-yard. 4 yards. So the ball rests on the 45-yard line. Minute 8 and counting. Doxson for Watley, and he was open, but he overthrew him.
Still have a lot of time, 104 to work with.
Doxson scores at the 32, and that doesn't of 13. It's 3rd and 23 now at the 32-yard line. Dodson, straight drop. Throws and in and out of the hands. The 28-yard line. Mark Harris again with the punt. This one off the side of his foot. He's been terrific to this point. And it's going to bounce back into Iowa State. Back, the fullback. And here comes Driscoll with throw. Up top, he's got a man at the 10-yard line. Incomplete. Well, he found out Iowa wasn't going to sit on it. The play action, Driscoll goes out to the fullback, Berger. Sidesteps. Gets down to the 42-yard line. They're about 3 yards shy. And Brommer has the short field goal kicker. Driscoll with a straight drop. Throwing it out to his tailback. That's Banks trying to get out of bounds. And he can't. Wrapped up at the 37-yard line. It's a 54-yard try. And the flags come down. So they'll put 3 seconds back on the game clock. Ryan Hurley, a 54-yard field goal try. Running the leg, and it's good. From 54 yards out.
In the Sun Bowl, he had a 47-yarder, a 50-yarder. Thursday, we watched him kick a 65-yarder here in the stadium when he was out there by himself. He's got a strong leg. They get it through. I'm going to tell you something. Iowa State is not happy about that. You guys are killing me.
Iowa with the second half kickoff. A short kick and the fair catch taken at the 22.
Fundamentals and say, let's see if we can get any kind of offense generated. Here's Davis.
31 yards rushing for the team in the first half. But here's Troy Davis with a big gain on first. Joe Palmentier, the fullback, and Troy Davis. Now Doxson moving Palmentier around in the backfield. First down at the 37. They give it to Davis again. No shot. He's got a lot of room. He may go. A man to beat inside the 10 and down to the 3-yard line. Left, give it to Davis right. First and goal at the 2. And Davis down to the goal.
Now he's already past that.
As Jackson, the fullback, in with Davis. Here comes Troy diving to the end zone and a touchdown. Great start of the second half for the Cyclones.
I think it was John McKay a long time ago that said, hey, that ball's not heavy. Just keep giving it to him.
No reason to go away from that here in the second half for Dan McCarney.
You knew he was going to break one. They can't hold him all day. This is a guy that ran for more than 2,000 yards last year. Led the nation with 183 yards per game.
Jamie Cole on for the extra point. Inside the right upright side with a kickoff here. 13-21. Only a minute 39 off the clock in the third quarter. And here's Rashard Carter taking it back. Breaking to the outside. He's got Cole to beat. Inside the 20 and tripped up at the 14.
Angle that cut him off. That would have been in the house.
Here's Tavian Banks on first down at the 13. Fights his way inside the 10 to the Banks. On 2nd and 6 at the 9. Banks looking for room down to about the 5. Needs the 3 men in the backfield, including Tim Dwight here. Tavian Banks, the deep back. Dwight with the carry down to the end zone. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Dwight, the junior, out of City High School here in Iowa City, and a star not only on this campus but in Iowa City.
Good call, short yardage defense, run the cross buck, everything goes one side, then here comes the ball carrier on the trap the other side. Boy, I'll tell you what, here's Dwight, all-American type guy, all Big Ten player. Got in the end zone with extra effort. He was hit on the 1. It's a fine runner, fine talent.
Zach Bromert on for the extra point, splits the uprights. And so after the awaiting Ryan Hurley's kick. Again, a short kick. Taking at the 13 and out across to the 32-yard line is Kevin Wilson.
You got to just start giving it to your tailbacks and let them go.
As Jackson, the fullback, leading the way for Darren Davis. Troy's brother bouncing back to the inside. No room, though. And he may have...
But they also had Sedgwick Irving in there, Michael Irving's cousin.
Yeah.
That's one heck of a high school backfield.
It's not bad at all. Both Davises rushed for over 2,000 yards this season in high school. This one's complete out to midfield. Damon Green with a catch. Troy Davis, the lone setback, 3-receiver set for the Cyclones. And Doxson with the straight drop. Going up top to Williams, a lot of contact, no flag. And in the third quarter, 31-7, the Hawkeyes leading it. Yeah, he's a star too. Hayden got his own poster there. Not as big as Tim Dwight, according to the fans, though. There goes Doxson on the roll. Inside the 40, down to the 39, close. Doxson certainly adds another element with what he can do. This is in the backfield, in the eye right now. First down at the 39. And there's Darren. Fights his way inside the 35, down to the second down and about 5 from the 34. Off the play-action roll out to Darren Davis. The spin, still on his feet.
Wow.
Knocked out of bounds. What a move down.
Ability there. He's 5'8" as well.
Here's his brother Troy trying to stay on his feet, crawling down to the 11-yard. 4-receiver set. Davis the only back in the backfield right now. And 1st and 10 at about the 13. Davis fighting his way down to the 7-yard line. Maybe this. So 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Troy wanted to go outside, but he got tripped up right at the line. And goal from the 6. The crowd now raising the level of noise. With a throw to the end zone, a touchdown for the Cyclones. The fullback Joe Palmentier out of the backfield.
All right, so if you're playing defense, Terry, what are you thinking? You're thinking Troy Davis.
Absolutely.
So everybody's locking on Troy Davis. Now watch the fullback, the top right of your screen. All right, now here's the play action to Troy Davis. See the fullback right here? Now he's going to drop by that line. Let it roll. And look, he's wide open in the flats. Good move by Doxson to pull it down so that the pass is not batted down. He knew his guy was wide open. He just had to find the alley to get it to him, and he did for the touchdown.
2 impressive drives here in the second half by Iowa State, and they're going to go for 2. 31-13 right now. You got Troy Davis in the backfield all alone. The roll. The look. And no one opening. Down goes Doxson.
Of a ball game, and this at least they're making a run, and they've had 2 very successful drives.
Tim Dwight's back to receive Jamie Cole's kickoff inside his own 5. Upended at the 20-yard line. Along with Cedric Shaw in the backfield now, out of the eye. Play action. Sherman throwing. He's got Dwight at the 33 and a first down. Top game of the day in college football. Unless, of course, you live in the state of Iowa and went to Iowa or Iowa State. You're looking in on rivalry. The Tim Brandt School of Dressing. Banks now in for Shaw. Cedric Shaw, by the way, 14 carries for 78 yards on the day. Banks with 126 yards on the afternoon. He catches one out of the backfield. Has a first down, still on his feet to midfield.
Come down on the football when he landed. See if he goes to a pass. Draw.
Nope, the draw to Berger. Big fullback finding his way down to the 32. He's 2nd and 6 after the gain of 4 by Berger. Ball resting at the 31-yard line.
He's got to hurry. Play clock down to 5.
Just does get it off. Throwing up top. He's got a man far sideline. Can't make the catch. Iowa comes back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6 at the 31. Berger and Banks out of the eye. Straight drop for Sherman. Under pressure, he's going to go down.
Oh, great blitz by Derek Clark. Play, good call by Larry Collier.
Nick Gallery's punt. Mike Linkavich back. Watching it bounce inside the 5. Into the end zone. They'll save it. Could not. So first down at the 20. They're going up top. And did he get it? Incomplete.
No, but he should.
Doxson directing traffic. And the ball's on the turf. He's got it back about the 12-yard line. That looks awesome. The crowd on its feet once again. Davis, the lone setback. The play action. A lot of time over the middle. Man open, but incomplete. Mike Brantley was there, but he threw it. Hang in that thing, but I think that's a big-time surprise for them to be leading at this point. Harris's punt bounces right at midfield. And is down.
That thing, and I guess with the score of 31-13, they decided to rest him.
Got a shot for the first time in a long time. Talented play.
First time at the, how about the 47? Up in the air with the right, he's got it. At the 35, 46 receptions and 816 yards a year ago. And now again, Sherman directing traffic. Gets the playoff, though. Goes out to Banks. Fights his way to the 37. They lost a couple. A redshirt freshmen and sophomores, especially up front. Running down, they get it off with about 2 seconds left. Complete inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And we are still in the third. Third down and 2. Banks to the outside. Has the first down, may have the touchdown.
Wow.
He does. The burst of speed from Tavian Banks. What an afternoon he's had. Third touchdown of the afternoon. This one, a 28-yard run to the corner of the end zone.
Too many breakdowns defensively. Number one, the containment man went too wide. Then there's nobody to fill. You see number 11 there? That's Derek Clark, who actually came up inside and ran himself out of the play. Banks kicked it to the outside. There was nobody there, and he took it all the way for the touchdown. Good run by Tavian Banks. Tavian gets his third touchdown of the day, but the defense breaking down, making too many mistakes. That's youth.
154 yards on the afternoon for Tavian Banks. Pretty good 1-2 combo with Cedric Shaw, I would say.
Lost 4 in a row, finished strongly though with the win in the bowl game, but all the playmakers are back and they're making it pay.
Davis fielding Hurley's kick, bringing it back out to about the 29-yard line.
He's been after running for 2,000 yards, and part of that is he's playing for a weak team.
The play action. Complete to Darren Davis, and the spin again to the outside. He loves that move. 3-A is going to have a Heisman Trophy winner on its team. Under pressure and down at the 35-yard line is Doxson. So 2nd and 17 now in the 36. Doxson, the throw incomplete. The intended receiver is Tom Ratt.
7 career interceptions. And as you said, he's highly respected.
In motion, now on the roll is Doxson. As time overthrows Williams, the intended receiver at we'll hear from you throughout the rest of this game. Final seconds of the third quarter. Winding down, and Banks with the fair catch. Not only in the win-loss column, but also in different areas. There's Ryan Driscoll back in at quarterback. Got some action in the first half for Iowa.
And not a lot of optimism, and that's the end of the
As Dan McCarney looks on here in the final quarter, his team down big at Kinnick Stadium. Driscoll over the middle. That's picked up by Tracy Williams, the strong safety. And lays it on the turf. Iowa has it back at the 24-yard line.
Do you believe it?
And they signal Iowa State ball, but he's got to be wrong. And now they change it.
Unbelievable.
When things go wrong, they go wrong.
Even Hayden's laughing.
Tracy Williams had an interception last week, and now he picks one off again, but he fumbles it right back to Iowa.
Well, if you watch this, I mean, he just throws into coverage, and he throws behind his receiver to make matters worse. Now, here's the ironic part. Iowa State finally gets the turnover, and they turned all those turnovers last week into points, but here they just give it right back.
Hey, you think Banks might be player of the game? He just caused the fumble and recovered it.
And I'll tell you this, if he scores again today, he's going to have a new record here at Iowa.
Yeah, he'll tie the record, right, for most points scored with 24. There he goes. No room this time, though. Back to the line of scrimmage, And Iowa State saying they have the football, and they do. Banks arguing, but Derek Clark came up with it.
Well, you really have to admire the way the ball changes hands, but watch as he comes in and gets it knocked out from behind and just stripped.
Armentier and Davis in the backfield. Here's Troy. Looking for a lane. He's got one. He lays it on the turf.
Unbelievable.
And it goes back to the Hawkeyes. Nobody can hang on to the football. Ryan Driscoll back in at quarterback for Iowa on 1st and 10 at the 10. Banks bounces outside, gets back to the line. That's about that they used all 3 in the second half already. 2nd and 10. Driscoll on the play action. Throws out. He's got his man Willock at the 36-yard line. Flemister in at tight end, now in motion. He leads the way for Banks, bouncing outside, a lot of room. And up to the 47, but there's a flag back at the 40.
An excellent program. Kids are from all over. Hayden Fry has great... Sent us one of the biggest sandwiches at halftime I've ever seen.
And you took care of most of it. He's Driscoll on the play action. Throws this one away.
I think they may have been play right quick, Terry.
2nd and 21 on the 26. Driscoll throws it away. He might
have a hot dog for me up there. Huh? I'll do it.
Hey, I'll tell you, Lewis, I don't think he's silly at all. I think he's right. I think he will turn that program around.
Maybe in Banks another carry out to the 34 with a proud facilities and the upgrade. I mean, that's a big help to his recruiting efforts. Darren Davis got hit, but still on his feet. Fighting his way out to the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard. Armentier and Troy Davis in the backfield. And that is Darren Davis, actually, in a big hole to the 45 of it, obviously. And a year later, Darren joins him. On 1st down, that's Green with the catch at the 40 and big yardage inside the 30 to the 20.
BYU team would beat Texas A&M earlier.
Yeah. 1st down at the 29. Here's Darren Davis. Cuts back to the inside. Fights his way down to the 22. Darren Davis, the lone setback. And Doxson changing the play at the line. Quick drop. Throws out and complete, but short of a 1st down. Mike Morrow on ABC Sports. This is going to be from the backfield. They offset the eye. A long count. And here's Darren. Tough going up the middle. May have gained. 2nd and goal now at the 7. Great drop for Doxson. Running and not going to get out of there. And the ball Green to the near side. 3 receivers set. Swing pass out of the backfield to Davis. Looking to get inside the 5 and knocked out of bounds there. Davis in the backfield on 4th and goal from the 4. Tipped up and incomplete. Dig down deep to try to stop the team inside the 5-yard line. Michael Berger straight ahead. The fullback getting a lot of work today out to maybe the pressure at this point, though, we're calling it place.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Davian Banks out to the 10, may have gained a yard. That's it. Kevin Hudson, who has been picked on all afternoon, comes up to make the stop. Good run support, but he has let a couple of receivers go deep on him today.
Interesting to watch Iowa State. They run some of that double eagle defense they picked up from Arizona. And Arizona caused some problems for Iowa last week, but not today. That defense caused very few problems. 38 points.
Arizona's also been playing it for a number of years, which makes a difference. Berger wrapped up as soon as he got the football and sent back to the 6-yard line. Darren Davis back at the 45-yard line of Iowa. So they figured to get good field position after this punt. Nick Gallery with a punt that bounces at the 47, takes an Iowa bounce. And out of our afternoon here in Iowa City. Great looks all day long from the guys in the truck. Jack Graham, our producer, and David Kiviat, our excellent job as usual. Doxson the throw complete out to the 45-yard line. That's Tyrone Watley with the 3rd and 5 at the 45. Doxson Jackson, straight drop. Over the middle, tipped up in the air, and almost intercepted right now. And it's 4th and 5 at the 45. Going for it on 4th down. Jackson running and won't get there. Needed to get to the 40 road at Minnesota.
Yeah, toughest part still in the middle, though, with Penn State.
Yeah. They look awfully good here. Driscoll to throw inside of Iowa State territory.
Betrayed him a little bit by giving some films to the Arizona team. And Arizona did come in here and give them some problems, but I mean, that's commonplace in college football. Teams are allowed to exchange tapes all the time for any game that they're playing.
Banks fights his way ahead of schedules in the country, and when you're trying to rebuild, that's not good. That's a tough road ahead. Here's the catch out to the tight end, Flemister.
At this point, Iowa's ball.
Now they call it a completion.
Before you can turn a program around.
And a lot of balance on that offense, too. Here's Banks. Good part of that offense today. Down to the 17-yard line, one at the 17. Here comes Banks. They're going to work him the rest of the way, but he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
That conference is phenomenal. You think you had the best of the Big 8, then you bring in the top teams out of the Southwest.
3rd and 1, Driscoll on the roll, throwing, has a man inside the 10. That's Flemister.
Wayne Duke, who's the former commissioner here. We were talking about that this morning. It's tough to beat that right now.
1st and goal at the 6. Banks can't get outside. Rodney Filer now in at fullback, along with Banks. Play action. Driscoll looking, a lot of time. Throws and incomplete, almost picked Banks. They split them in the backfield now. Willock to the near side. Odom to the far side. Driscoll throwing to the air. That's broken up.
Nice play.
Just got the play off. Banks looking for room, fighting down to the 2-yard line, so he won't get there. And
it's in the country. 6 of them are in the ACC this year. Starting with work done out of Florida State, the Heisman Trophy candidate there.
Aaron Davis straight ahead. Fights his mother was killed as senior year of high school. He's helped raise those kids. He's been a heck of an example. Davis bouncing outside across the 10 to the 12. 3rd and 1 from the 12. And they're throwing. And this one's picked off. Damian Robinson on the interception. Brings it back to the 14-yard line, and
hanging it in.
And it doesn't look like they're calling him off here. So they run to the outside, Doug Miller. And an impressive win by the Hawkeyes. So the final score from Kinnick Stadium, Iowa, with a 38-13 win in a rivalry that began in 1894.